This is the third pre-show speech where we'll acknowledge that this theater is on the stone lands of the Coast Salish and Domish people. We will give a trigger warning for false gunshot sounds, false firearms, and brief mentions of suicides. And we'll ask that everyone turn off their cell phones before we start the show due to this interference with our microphone system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A couple announcements. Number one, please turn off your phones. Secondly, if no one finds an adversity box yet in the auditorium, I need it back. Please cancel out the return. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Corley Polytechnic Drama Society's fall production of The Murder at Havisham Manor. I would like to personally welcome you all to what will be my directorial debut, as well as my first show as head of Drama Society. We are particularly excited to present this show to you because for the first time in society's history, we've managed to find a show that fits the company's numbers perfectly. If we're honest, lack of numbers has hampered past productions. Last year's Chekhov play Two Sisters. Last Christmas's The Lion and the Wardrobe. And indeed our summer musical, Cats. It may interest you to know that this will be the first time the society has been able to put on a play of this scale. It's no question we usually have to contend with smaller budgets, such as in last year's Roald Dahl's James the Peach. Of course, in that particular show, the peach went off. We were forced to present a hastily devised alternative entitled James, Where's Your Peach? Finally, we can afford to stage plays it should be, which may I say has been exceptionally well cast. I'm sure no one will forget the problems we faced with casting before. Last year's Snow White and the Tall, Broad Gentleman. Or indeed our summer pantomime, Ugly and the Beast. Now on to the main event, which I assure you will be our best show yet. So now, without further ado, put your hands together for Susie H.K. Bridwell's thrilling whodunit, The Murder at Havisham Manor.
Charlie, are you ready? We're all waiting downstairs to raise a glass to your engagement. Charlie! Come along now, Charlie. You've been in there for hours now. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were having second thoughts about the wedding. Hang it all, Charlie. If you won't come out, I'll come in. Gavin, lock the door. Hand me those keys, Perkins.
Here they are, Mr. Collymore.
Thank you, Perkins. Let's get this door open. We're coming in, Charlie. We're coming in. There we are. We're in. But what's this? Charles, unconscious.
Oh, asleep, surely, Mr. Collymore.
Damn it, Perkins, I hope so.
I'll take his pulse.
Blast! I knew something was wrong. Someone like Charles to disappear like this.
Sir, he's dead.
Dead? Damn it, Perkins, he can't be. He's my closest friend.
Oh, he's not breathing, sir, and there's no hint of a heartbeat.
Dumbfounded. He was right as rain an hour ago.
I don't understand. He was fit as a fiddle. He can't be dead. It doesn't make sense.
Of course it makes sense. He's been murdered. Good God. Where's Florence?
In the dining room, sir. Shall I fetch her?
Not yet. The last thing we need is one of her hysterical episodes.
Yes, sir. Do you think it was murder, Mr. Collingwood, or do you think perhaps it was suicide?
Suicide? Charlie? Not possible. There never was a man with more zest for life than Charlie. He was young, rich, and soon to be married. Why on earth would he commit suicide?
But why on earth would anyone murder him, sir? Charles was such a good man. Generous, kind, a true philanthropist. He never had an enemy in his life.
Until today, it seems. Damn it, Perkins. Charles Havisham was murdered in cold blood in this very room, on this very day, in this very room.
Shall I telephone the police, Mr. Collingwood?
The police? They would make it out here for days in this snowstorm. I'll telephone Inspector Carter, who lives just the other side of the village. He'll be here in next to no time. Hand me the receiver, Perkins. Thank you. Good evening, yes, give me Inspector Carter. I know it's late, damn it, I don't care about the weather. There's been a murder. Someone's murdered Charles Havisham. Good evening, thank you. He's on his way.
Inspector Carter.
They say he's the best damn inspector in the district. He'll crack this case quick.
Very good, sir, and much light.
Lock every door, man. Not a soul gets out of Havisham Manor until the killer is found.
At once, sir.
And assemble everyone in here.
Right away, sir.
Good God. Not even an hour until the engagement party, and already there's been a murder. Florence! Charlie! Get out, Florence! You can't be in here!
No, I can't believe the time. Thing! My God! He looks so frail lying there.
I'm so sorry, Florence. It's a shock to all of us.
His skin is cold to the touch.
No, don't touch him!
I must!
You mustn't!
I have me! Oh, Daddy! Why laugh and grin?
I cannot bear to see my sister in such grief.
Who could do such a thing on the night of our engagement party? Such a wicked brother dead!
This way, Master Havisham. I'm coming, Miss Collingwood.
Brother? Dead? It can't be.
Calm yourself, Cecil. Pour him a stiff drink, Perkins.
Right away, sir. Oh my God, he's drunk the whole bottle. There's not a drop left. There's not a drop left.
Hang it all. There's another on the shelf.
Of course, sir. Oh! Yes. This one's full.
This is horrifying. I mean, who on earth would have a motivation to murder Charles Havisham?
I can't imagine.
Thank you, Perkins.
Right here in his own private room at Havisham Manor.
Terrible. Just a week after our engagement.
He was a good brother.
That's the best whiskey I've ever tasted.
Have another to calm your nerves.
Thank you, Perkins.
Make it a double.
My Charles, I had a feeling I'm going to be hysterical.
Calm down, Florence.
Another whiskey, sir?
Yes. I can't believe Charles was such a loner, drinking when he was supposed to be downstairs with us.
My brother wasn't as happy as he led people to believe. Underneath that cheerful mask lay a darker side to the man that many didn't know about.
It's true. His smile was often just a fuckade. I was fortunate enough to be one of the only people he truly confided in. I've lost a real friend today.
We all have. Damn it, Perkins. Charles Havisham Havisham was murdered in cold blood on this very day. I knew him ever since school.
I don't know how I'll ever recover from this.
You move back home with me. I'm your brother, and I'll have it no other way.
Perkins is right. My brother was hiding a deep sense of melancholy and resentment. There's not a doubt in my mind. It was suicide.
Suicide, Cecil? How can you say that? Of course not. It's murder. Murder of the first degree.
Nonsense. The man was jealous, paranoid, and I can prove it. Perkins, hand me his journal from the mantelpiece. Why, look at this last entry. I fear Florence does not love me. The night of our engagement party, despair engulfs my soul.
But I loved her with all my heart.
As I said, you've been mad with paranoia and jealousy.
The inspector! Thank heavens he's here!
What a terrible snowstorm. Good evening. I'm Inspector Carter. Take my case. Yes, Inspector. This must be Charles Havisham. I'm sorry, this must have given you all a damn shock.
It did. We're all still reeling.
Naturally.
How do you view the deceased's immediate family?
I'm Cecil Havisham. I'm his brother.
I'm Florence Collymore, his fiancée. Tonight is the night of our engagement party.
What a damn sad thing. Have you poured everyone a stiff drink? Yes, Inspector.
Let us all raise a glass to the man we all loved, to Charles.
Charles!
Oh, delicious.
Lovely.
Listen, you must all be distraught, but forgive me. The sooner I can begin my inquiries, the sooner we can get to the bottom of this ghastly business. Perkins, if you'd be so kind as to bring the body downstairs so I can examine it. Yes, Inspector.
I'll lend you a hand, Perkins.
Then knock all the doors to the house and prepare this room. I'll conduct my inquiries in here afterwards. Inspector.
Any ideas on the cause of death, Inspector?
Could be a number of things. Suffocation, strangulation, poison. Before fully examining the body, I wouldn't like to say.
How could someone do it?
Try not to think about it, Miss Collymore. Once I've finished downstairs, I'll speak to each individually, and then perhaps we can have some space to calm your nerves.
Maybe you said to slow more than I can bear.
I'll return presently, as soon as I've finished examining the body.
Thank God they've all gone.
Don't say a quote. He might find out that us will be suspects.
You and I were having an affair. What of it? It doesn't mean we killed him.
Of course not. That's what the inspector would think.
It's fine. We'll just carry on as if everything was just as it was. Except now, you want to marry my beastly brother.
And soon we can be together and not keep secrets.
But please, while we're here, just the two of us, let me see one quickly.
Oh, this will be gone! If we're gone, it will be the end!
I can't resist you, Florence. I can't control myself.
The inspector requires a pencil. What on earth's going on here?
I'm not listening! Cecil's just cooling my brow.
Just cooling her brow.
I don't see how my sister's brow is any business of yours, Havisham.
Don't be afraid, Tom. Cecil's only trying to help.
Yes, Tom.
Very well. If you'll excuse me, I have the pencil.
Thank God he's gone. That man is such a nuisance.
He's my brother.
Let me kiss you, just once.
So Cecil kissed me 1,000 times. I'm yours.
Sorry to disturb you, Miss Collymore. Mr. Havisham, I've just come to collect the keys to lock us all inside.
By the telephone, Perkins.
I shall lock the doors at once.
You don't think Perkins suspects us, do you? Is that awful? Of course not. Oh, Cecil, my passion makes me forget myself.
I forgot the inspector's note. What in God's name?
I was about to wait. Cecil caught me.
You know, Cecil, I don't appreciate you trying to get your hands on my sister the night of her fiancé's death.
You ought to take better care of an egg, Collymore.
I'm overcome. I haven't time for this. Now that I have the notebook, I'll be on my way.
Blasted interruptions. Kiss me, Cecil. I want you, Florence. You make my heart beat out of my chest. Your eyes send me into a dream. Kiss me a second longer.
Sorry to interrupt again, Miss Collymore, Mr. Havisham. I've come to prepare the room.
Thank you, Perkins. Open my mantelpiece. At last, we're alone. Let's run away from here. Far away, together. Soon, my love. But we must be careful. We mustn't arouse suspicion. Cecil, tell me, who do you think killed Charles? I don't have a question in my mind. He was killed by your brother, Thomas Collymore.
My brother! What a devil of a situation this is!
Not so fast, Inspector. But why would Thomas want Charles dead? Isn't it obvious? He was always bitter and possessive when it came to you. He didn't like the idea of his best friend marrying his sister. He saw you together at tonight's engagement party, and he lashed out at Charles.
If it is Thomas, what if he finds out about you and I?
I don't have any doubt he tried to kill us, just as he killed Charles.
Oh, I feel faint again.
Don't worry, Florence. Just follow my lead.
I'm sorry to have kept you, but now I've finished inspecting the body. Our interview can proceed. Perkins, bring in Charles's personal effects. Where would you like them, Inspector? Set them down on the mantelpiece.
As you wish, Inspector.
Don't go, Perkins! I'd like to ask you a few questions first. Mr. Havisham, Miss Collymore, if you'd be so kind as to give us a moment's privacy.
Naturally.
Well, don't just stand there, Perkins. Take a seat. I don't smoke. But you go ahead. How are you feeling, Perkins?
A little shaken, sir, but I'll be fine.
You were close with Charles Havisham?
Yes, sir, very close.
You don't appear very upset by his death.
On the contrary, I barely taken him. Oh, he was such a kindly, charming man.
It's true. Met once, briefly, at the local police station.
Evening, Inspector!
Briefly at the local police station.
Of course they didn't notice.
He came in as a consultant.
Ad-libbed.
He came in as a consultant on a fraud case I was working on.
Oh, I see.
How long have you been working at Havisham Manor?
18 years. 8 years.
8 years. And have you enjoyed your time here?
My time with Mr. Havisham has been a joy. I feel that since I've come here, I've been seen not only as a butler, but as a friend, a confidant. If you need me again, I'll be in my quarters. Exits. Exits. Perhaps you could fetch Thomas Collymore on your way out.
No need. I'm already here. But don't ask him if they're for Friday. I'll ask him up.
Don't harass her, Carter. She's been through a lot tonight. Alas, Collymore, you found me a pencil. Yes, Inspector. Thank you. And my notebook? I knew I left that somewhere. Now I must speak to Miss Collymore alone. Very well. I'll be in the library, Florence. Don't fret, Miss Collymore. My questions will be brief and to the point, and then you can get some rest. Firstly, how old are you, Miss Collymore?
21.
I'll make note of that. How long ago did you first meet your fiancé?
7 months ago, but my brother has known him for years.
When were you due to be married?
In the new year.
Well, that's enough dirt for now, I think. Miss Collymore,
Did you ever, when you love someone, there's no such thing as rushing, Inspector!
did you ever think you were rushing into this marriage?
Why wouldn't I love him?
Did you love him then?
How could anyone have benefited?
Can you think of anyone who might have benefited from your fiancé's death?
Cecil!
Not even Cecil?
Don't tell me to calm down!
Calm down, Miss Collymore!
I was having it back! Don't you raise your voice at me, Inspector!
You were having an affair!
What letter?
Then how do you explain the letter I found on the mantelpiece?
I didn't write that letter.
You wrote that letter!
You wrote that letter! Where did you find it?
Addressed to Cecil, written in your hand declaring your love for him and never thought of marrying Charles repulsed you.
You found my letter? Where did you find it?
In Charles's pocket!
Then it was suicide!
Or a murder conceived by you and Cecil Havisham so you could run away together.
How could you even say such a thing? It's true. Me and Cecil were having an affair. We loved each other, but that's all. We didn't want to hurt Charles and then kill him.
It's my job to ask difficult questions, Miss Collymore. I'm sorry if this upsets you.
Upsets me, how dare you! My fiancé put it in this very room a matter of hours ago. I find your manner of speaking most unbefitting. I shall make a formal complaint to Scotland Yard.
The Scotland Yard will not listen to the complaints of a murderess.
You diabolical beast! I hang you! I will thank you, Inspector, to see what you've had to kill me so I'm sure of this shouting!
What is this, Inspector?
I was merely interviewing Miss Collymore, nothing more.
Florence, calm down. Stop shouting.
She's having one of her hysterical episodes. Snap out of it, Florence.
Florence, where are you going?
Come back here this instant. She's run off. I'll let you back. You stay here, Cecil. I dare say the inspector has a few questions for you. You were Charles' brother, after all.
I'm sorry, Inspector. She's badly shaken. We all are. It's been quite a night and it's getting late.
11 o'clock already?
Well, Inspector, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, similar to those I asked Miss Collymore.
Well, fire away, Inspector. I'm at your service.
Indeed. You and your brother, you were close?
Up and down. Since Father died, there was rather more strain on our relationship. It's no secret that Father cared for Charles more than myself.
This is your father in the portrait, is it not?
It is.
He looks the spit of Charles, doesn't he?
He did ever since he was quite young.
You were the junior about 4 years?
Almost 4. Yes. And didn't I know it? Charles patronized and embarrassed me throughout our relationship. He always thought he knew best, and Father always took his side. If he ever didn't get his way, he was unbearable.
He seems far from the ideal brother. Seems like you hated one another.
I won't lie, Inspector. Charles and I never truly saw eye to eye, but if you're suggesting that I had something to do with his death,
I see. It's a dark night, Cecil.
Inspector? You can hardly even make out the trees. What are you saying?
I'm saying that tonight would be the perfect night for you to murder your brother.
Inspector, please. Charles and I had our differences, but deep down we cared for one another, and yet you had an affair with his fiancée. What on earth gave you that idea?
The letter I found in Charles's pocket addressed to Miss Collymore to yourself.
You know about that?
As it seems, did Charles.
Well, bravo, Inspector. Well done. You found out about Florence and I, but it proves nothing. We didn't have a thing to do with Charles' death, but I can tell you who does.
Who?
Thomas Collymore.
Collymore? They were all friends, were they not?
He's a dangerously unhinged man with a devil of a temper, and Florence is his sister. I've said it before, and I shall say it again. He couldn't give up his sister to any man, much less his old school chum. Tonight's engagement party made him lash out, and he killed Charles. A crime of passion, perhaps, but there it is.
Well, thank you, Mr. Havisham. You've been most helpful. Perhaps you could fetch Thomas Collymore. I'm going to need to follow more than one line of inquiry at a time to get to the bottom of this.
At once, Inspector. Anything to help the progress of your investigation.
Hang it all, Charles! Who could have killed you? Everyone under this damn roof seems guilty. That's queer. There's something underneath these cushions. A ledger? A ledger! With Charles's initials inscribed on the cover. What's inside? Notes? Bills? The last will and testament of Charles Havisham dated only today! Let me see. I, Charles Havisham, hereby amend my last will and testament to give all my money, Havisham Manors, and all its contents and grounds to one... Good Lord!
Thomas Collymore for you, Inspector.
Ah, thank you, Cecil. Tell me, was there a study where Charles kept his papers?
Of course, second door on your right.
I'll return presently.
Take your time, Inspector.
Indeed.
Did you find his note?
She ran out into the grounds.
Tell me, Thomas, what were your feelings on Charles and Florence's engagement?
I was overjoyed, of course. I loved Florence and I loved Charles. Couldn't have approved more of the match.
But Collymore, it's well known that you're a protector of your sister. I'll get it. Good evening. It's for you.
Who the devil is it?
Your accountant's Collymore.
At 11:30 in the evening?
Yes.
Good evening. Yes. Thomas Collymore speaking. It is inconvenient, yes. My recent deposits. What of them? Discrepancies? What are you talking about, man? Gone? Gone where? £9,000 stolen? Good God, man. Perkins, get in here. Yes, fetch me my bank book, Perkins.
Your bank book?
I'll go, Perkins. I'll have you know that this phone call has put me in a very difficult position. I shall report you to your superiors. Who am I speaking with? Mr. Fitzroy. I'll write that name down. Fitzroy, I shall have you know, this telephone call has put me in a very difficult position. I shall hang up the phone at once.
just a regular.
What a ghastly business. First, my oldest friend is murdered in cold blood. Now I find myself on the edge of financial ruin. This evening could get no worse.
Well, Thomas, I have a confession. I wasn't going to say anything, but well, the inspector seems to have found out and blasted. I'm tired of keeping secrets.
Spit it out, Cecil.
Well, Florence and I are having an affair.
What? You and my sister?
Now, calm down, Collymore.
I knew it. You were always a snake in the grass.
It's not what you think. We're in love.
My sister does not love you. How dare you put a finger on her? You're my brother's fiancé. It's disgusting. No wonder your father hated you.
Don't speak about my father that way, Collymore.
It seems there's no question anymore about who killed Charles. He was killed by his own vile little brother in a fit of jealous rage.
I shan't stand for this, Collymore.
You'll be sorry you ever laid a finger on her, Havisham. You'll be sorry! Gunshots in the library!
By Jove! Dear God, what's going on?
I didn't know, Inspector, I was in here. Screams from downstairs.
Florence, get in here! Not safe down there.
Thomas, I'm frightened.
Don't worry, Florence, you're safe in here.
What's going on?
Isn't it obvious? Cecil has lost control.
Kiesel? Surely not.
He killed Charles tonight, driven mad by his lust for you, and now he knows we've found him out.
I cannot bear it. Kiesel would not do such a thing.
Of course you would, the damn lunatic.
You used to trust people, Tom. You've changed.
This is a fine mess, sir. Worst night I've seen in 88 years of service.
Save me, brother, save me!
I shan't let anyone hurt a hair on your head.
I'm panicking. I can't believe...
Cecil.
Cecil was doing this.
Try to stay calm, Miss Collymore.
I shall faint.
You shan't! Confound it! What a devil of a situation this is.
Not so fast, Inspector.
Listen, we are all going to survive the night, you hear me? Take cover! Great Scott!
Heavens!
Don't panic! Cecil's crossing the landing!
We must lock him out.
Perkins, where are those keys?
Here they are, sir! Here they are, sir!
Quicker, Perkins! Hand them to me before Cecil...
Good Lord!
Cecil, dead?
A double murder.
Calm down, Ivor. Carry on.
Time of death? 1:45.
Cecil? No. I loved him. I know it's wrong. I know I was engaged to Charles, but Cecil was mine and... I was his. I loved him.
There, Miss Collymore.
Through tears, how will I go on?
Who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Mr. Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we want to make it out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Of course, Inspector.
Now, tell me, is there anyone still on the grounds other than the four of us?
Not a soul.
The staff will go home on the weekends, except for Perkins, of course. Good God, I needed that.
Does anyone else have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with the master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted the doors as soon as you arrived.
Then who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Mr. Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we want to make it out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Of course, Inspector.
Now tell me, is there anyone still on the grounds other than the four of us?
Not a soul.
The staff will go home on the weekends, except for Perkins, of course. Good God, I needed that.
Does anyone else have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with the master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted the doors as soon as you arrived.
Then who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Mr. Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we want to make it out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Of course, Inspector.
Now tell me, is there anyone still on the grounds other than the four of us?
Not a soul.
The staff will go home on the weekends, except for Perkins, of course. Good God, I needed that.
Does anyone else have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with the master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted the doors as soon as you arrived.
Then who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Mr. Collymore.
And when we... Quickly, if we want to make it out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Of course, Inspector.
Now tell me, is there anyone still on the grounds other than the four of us?
Not a soul.
The staff will go home on the weekends, except for Perkins, of course. Good God, I needed that.
Does anyone else have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with the master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted the doors as soon as you arrived.
Then who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Mr. Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we want to make it in this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch. Now tell me, is there anyone still on the grounds other than the four of us?
Not a soul.
Staff will go home on the weekends, except for Perkins, of course. God, I needed that.
Does anyone else have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with the master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted the doors as soon as you arrived.
Then who could have killed him?
No one could have killed him, except the people in this room.
One of us.
Hang it all! I'm stuck in a room full of murderers.
Damn and blast!
One of you killed Charles and Cecil Havisham, and we shan't leave this house until the matter is solved. Perkins, bring the body outside.
Yes, Inspector.
I'll lend a hand.
So, let us go over the facts.
Oh, it's such a terrible night.
Florence, you were engaged to be married to Charles, a man who, according to your letter, you despised. Not only this, you were having an affair with his fiancée. Cecil. It seems plausible to me that you both killed him so you could be together.
Oh, stop it, Inspector. Cecil's dead too now, and I certainly didn't kill Chuck.
What's going on? having another one of her hysterical
Try to relax, Miss Collymore. Someone ought to fetch her medication.
I'll go. Someone's locked the door. Gone. Trapped? Trapped? My God! Florence, you tried to kill your fiancé. What do you have to say for yourself? I am an honorable woman, Inspector. You're lying, Florence. You killed him. I won't stand another minute of this, Inspector. You're on peace. Did you enjoy killing your husband, Miss Collymore? How dare you make such an accusation? Calm down, Florence, really. I won't stand another minute in this room. If I can't get out the door, I shall descend from the window. Oh my God, she's trying to climb out the window. I am no murderer. Calm yourself, Miss Collymore. You and Cecil put that plausible motive for murder, but not the true motive. What are you saying? I'm saying that the true motive belongs to Perkins. Perkins?
Me, Inspector?
You, Perkins. A little earlier, I stumbled across the newly last will and testament of Charles Havisham, dated only today, declaring that Charles wanted to make Perkins the sole beneficiary of his inheritance. Surely not Perkins!
There must be some mistake.
Save your pleading for the police station. Cuff him, Thomas. I'll drive it in myself as the snowstorm passes.
That will be for hours while the snow does.
It's not true, I tell you.
Surely, Perkins can kill Cecil as well. Of course he did. Cecil found him out and Perkins killed him to keep him quiet.
There must be some misunderstanding. I haven't killed anyone. But I know who has.
You know who killed Charles?
I do.
Who?
The inspector did!
Poppycock!
You did, and I know why.
Shut your mouth, Perkins.
You did it because Charles knew about the police money you were embezzling.
Never!
You mentioned several rendezvous with Charles before at the police station. You said he was a consultant on a project case you were working on. Charles came home that evening, very intrigued by the whole case. He decided to look into the matter personally. He found the reason no arrests had been made because the man committing the fraud was himself. You were the embezzling. You were the perpetrator.
You can't prove it.
But Charles could, and that's why you killed him.
Nonsense.
I know your secret, Inspector. What will you do? Kill me too?
I will. Confound it.
What a devil of a situation this is! Not so fast, Inspector.
Charlie! Mr. Havisham!
Charlie, I thought you were dead!
You're alive? It's not possible.
Oh, I'm afraid it is. You couldn't kill me easily.
How did you survive?
I simply didn't drink the poison water you left for me this afternoon.
How did you know it was me?
I told Perkins. We've been working together all along. Ever since we last spoke at the police station, it was clear you thought I was onto you. Because at this point I became afraid you'd try to kill me.
You've been hiding in the grounds ever since this afternoon when you planted the poison.
I thought it was strange you got here so quickly in such terrible weather.
And then you found Charles's will in his letter and tried to pin the whole thing on me.
You damned crafty devil.
Perkins, here's this innocent client. Remove those handcuffs this instant. Drop the gun, Inspector.
I mean! Never! I came here to kill you, Charles, and I won't leave until the job is done.
It's over, Inspector. I can prove your guilt in a second. I have the papers in this thing. Fetch the papers, quickly.
Yes, sir.
Lower your weapon, Inspector. It's over.
Please, Inspector, you're frightening me!
You want to be frightened?
You monster! You tried to kill... You monster! You tried to kill Charles and you could settle out, couldn't you?
All right. I tried to kill Charles, but I never went near Cecil. In fact, when I discovered that he and you were having an affair, I was overjoyed. I had the perfect man to pin it on. And so my accomplice blundered in.
It's true. And your accomplice, I regret to say, has been my friend ever since we were at school. Isn't that right, Thomas Collymore?
It's true. I'm the inspector's accomplice. I helped you move the money.
Brother, I'm surprised. Brother, I'm surprised at you. I don't know what you've become.
I'm so ashamed. I met Inspector Carter a few months ago down at my club. We found it between us we could steal money from the police's sundry accounts easily. Carter had the access, and I had the facility to move the money fast and keep it secure. Or so I thought. Till tonight.
I don't know what page we're on.
I don't know what page we're on. As for Cecil, it was a crime of passion. Simple as that.
Cecil? But I loved him. He was my only... But I loved him. He was my only... Mr. Havisham?
Thank you, Perkins. Now fetch my cigarettes and pen.
Yes, sir.
Now I hold in my hand a written list of every fraudulent transaction Inspector Carter and Thomas Collymore made.
Oh, this can't be true. I won't believe it. I can't believe it.
But it is true. When I found out he was interfering with you, Florence, my own sister, so it's more than I can bear.
Your sordid affair saved me, Florence. You broke my heart.
Charlie, you mustn't. Charlie, I made a mistake. Please take me back on the old all over again.
Take back a woman who has betrayed me? Never.
Charlie, you're all I have. Love me. Please don't cast me aside. I shall be an outcast in the town. My friends shan't speak to me. Never again shall I feel your embrace. Let me be your wife.
Cigarette? Thank you, Perkins. God knows I could use some more. You got the door, Perkins?
Yes, sir.
Don't be the police.
Charlie, I cannot stand another oath. I cannot bear another second. The way you used to look at me.
Silence, Florence. You are nothing to me now.
Of my life. No, no, no. This is the worst night of my life.
No, it is the worst night of mine. But Thomas, Carter did fool, didn't he?
What do you mean?
He never intended to show.
I love you, Charlie.
He has to play me. Planning poison water for you. It's a mistake.
I've still got the ring, Charlie. We can make it work.
So your accomplice Thomas will do the shot. Carter then tried to let go to Perkins.
Take me, Charlie. You know what's good for
What you
you.
didn't know, Thomas, is that the inspector made a £9,000 withdrawal from your private account this very morning. And after framing someone from my note of client fee, taking every penny. I think it's time to open your attaché case, Inspector.
The 9,000 pounds!
He allowed you to store all the risk by taking the money in your private accounts. Isn't that right, Inspector?
All right, it's true. I forced your signature at the bank and took out every penny. I hadn't bargained on your accountant catching on so soon and calling you so quickly.
You rogue! I trusted you! You made a mistake there, Carter, and I'm afraid it's your last.
Bang!
My fingers!
Police are waiting in the hall, sir.
the hall, sir. Excellent. Escort my fiancé downstairs. I wish to have a word with Thomas inside.
Yes, sir.
Thomas, you're not the man I knew from Eton. You become greedy and jealous.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I feel as though I'm about to faint.
There's a glass of water. Next to you.
Thank you, Charles, ever the kind host.
Drink it up.
Most kind.
But tell me, Thomas, one thing.
Anything, Charlie. I shall tell no more lies.
The glass of poisoned water the inspector left out for me. What do you suppose I did with it?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean? You don't mean you gave me the... Oh, Charlie. Charlie! No! No! No!
Oh, I wish this could have ended differently. Thomas, your lies and deceits have led you inexorably to this time. Men allowed their hearts to be governed by avarice, and death and destruction shall prevail. Betrayed by my brother. Cuckolded by my fiancé, and almost murdered by my oldest friend. Let us hope we never again see a murder that had